Education provides the opportunity for the person to unlock their potential, increases a person's confidence level, and be adequately prepared to confront real-world issues. Education enhances personal growth, fosters social equality, provides career opportunities, contributes to economic growth, and most importantly, produces informed and productive citizens. The theme for this year's celebration is AI and Education, Preserving Human Agency in the World of Automation. The world is at a fast-moving space technologically, and artificial intelligence is no exception. It is either we go along with AI or we remain stagnated. This year's celebration across the globe, which Liberia is no exception, gives us the opportunity to have a reflection on the power of education and see how best we can potentially equip individuals, organizations, and communities to be able to understand the influence of technological advancement and properly get integrated. The need to protect human agency in this rapidly progressing technology age can be overly emphasized. Like in the words of Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, this year's International Day of Education reminds us that unlocking the potential of intelligence also depends on keeping human agency and human rights at the heart of this rapidly evolving technology. Governments, organizations, and educators need to provide an enabling environment where people can be provided with the requisite skills and knowledge to be able to use technology smartly and ethically. We must ensure that artificial intelligence doesn't serve as a threat in outpacing human agency, but rather serve as a support mechanism for students and teachers to have access to information and cutting-edge curricula and other learning tools that will make them progress with time. In conclusion, education is very important. It improves our sense of reasoning, expands our intellectual horizons, and serves as a passport to better living. In this world of technological advancement, it's important that governments, organizations, and individuals get the needed skills and knowledge to be able to strategically navigate their ways in accessing information and utilizing them accordingly. Let us grow with time before time leaves us behind. Let me leave you with this Chinese proverb. If you are planning for a day, plant grass. If you are planning for a decade, plant trees. But if you are planning for a lifetime, get educated. It is simply to say, if you are planning for one day, you plant rice, you will eat the rice and the rice will finish. If you are planning for only 10 years, it means after 10 years, your tree bears, your tree fails. But when you are planning for lifetime, education is the only thing that will take you to your grave. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thanks for that powerful overview of how we the purpose of the occasion. Thank you, MC. Now we get to another special statement. We'll be calling on Liberian, our Executive Director of FAWE Africa, in person of Madam Teresa Omoli. Welcome. Good afternoon. How are you doing? I tried to ask you how young people treat each other in Liberia. And she just said, that afternoon is serious. And I said, no. The last day I unique way of saying hi to young, energetic people like you. How do you say it? What's up? I just said, what's up? They don't know what's up. What's up?
Hello.
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 Oh, it goes down. Okay. But the time you must have told me on the same time. What's up? Thank you very much for hosting us. I made new friends very recently. Actually, thank you for coming from Lido. I also made another friend very recently, from University. Thank you for coming. And then we have the director of Monrovia Vocational Training, Mr. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to come and share this special day at your institution. I want to also acknowledge that I came with another young lady all the way from Kenya. Her name is Emily. Emily, let's try it. Let's see if we got her. Hello. 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 In Kenya we say mambo, then we say poa. Everybody go mambo. Mambo, mambo. Mambo, mambo. So I acknowledge my colleague Emily. We came with us another colleague called Beatrice. I hope you'll join us soon. I also want to acknowledge the staff of FAWE Liberia. I think I've seen Lino. Please say hi. Hi. Hello, everyone. I also want to thank the media representatives here. All of you who are here who are sharing with us this important day. All distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. FAWE Africa is part, or what we would say is a mother of 33 other African chapters. So the FAWE Africa chapter is headquartered in Nairobi, Kenya, but we have 33 other chapters, and FAWE Liberia is just one of those 33 chapters. So it's a very lucky moment for us to also visit one of our own 33 chapters. And I already said, I'm not so sure if I am not doing that. Oh, okay. So like already Mr. Millas has said, FAWE advocates for the education rights of girls. But we also acknowledge that there are boys who are also marginalized and also go through difficult moments. So we say that at the moment we work for both the young girls and boys so that we may access education, and that is gender responsive education, and also access gender responsive policies and practices in our school. Just to explain that point, I want us to find out from any of the girls in this room, whether you have been in a classroom where a teacher told you, your father is wasting school fees, you should be married. Either told to you or told to someone you know. How many of us have ever heard of that statement? Already. If you've never had a suggestion, don't put your hand like this because you can do this. So you will know you're getting married. You're wasting your time in a classroom, right? And how many young men have had another girl being told that? For the young men in class, you've never had. That there's a gentleman behind there who's saying, no, I've never had. Any gentleman who's ever had or seen their sister being told you're wasting your time? Oh, at least there's two gentlemen. Good. Let's give them a round of applause. So what FAWE does is to advocate for such practices to stop, so that we may have many girls retained in school and many girls transition to higher levels of education. And so from the program that Mr. Millas has already shared is that we are here to advocate for increased access to tertiary level of education where you are, and if possible beyond, up to PhD, and if there's anything beyond PhD, we access it even higher. So I hope that all of you who are here are encouraged that
we not only access that education, but also go as high as possible. So today we are gathered here to commemorate the International Day of Education. How many of you have ever heard that there's an International Day for Education? Oh, at least there are 2 hands. So every year, on the 24th of January, the world celebrates International Day for Education. And it's International Day for Education for both boys and girls, men and women. Education, any form of education and literacy. And this year's theme is about advancing inclusive education in Africa, exploring the general comment on education and the role of AI, artificial intelligence. We all know that now the world is going science, and there's a lot of emphasis by the African Union that most of the African countries should focus and try and champion science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So on such a day, it represents FAWE's commitment to partner and build a future where education creates lasting change, addressing systemic barriers to education, and leveraging innovation to close educational gaps. Artificial intelligence has the transformative potential to advance inclusive education by enabling personalized learning, supporting students who are at risk, expanding access to remote education, while requiring investment in digital infrastructure, teacher training, and responsible development to bridge digital divide and prevent exclusion. I know all of you who are here would know of either a girl or a boy from far away from Monrovia, or even sometimes from within Monrovia, who would want to access more education, but maybe because they got pregnant, or they were forced to early marriage, or if it's a boy, they are forced to drop school so that they can go and work, so that they can support their siblings. We know families that are led by children, so the challenges are so many. And various reasons make them drop out of school, either boys or girls. So FAWE is out to see how we can access such a boy or a girl to go back to school and become what they want. So the FAWE criteria will be implemented. I'm sure it's not a bomb. So FAWE will be implementing a program that will try and address where these young men and young women are, so that we are trying to come back to school, either at university or a technical college. And then the idea would be that we try as much as possible in terms of inclusion to also get young men and women who need disability or have disability, persons with disability, and also persons from refugee communities or persons internally displaced. So the adoption of the Liberian inclusive education policy will demonstrate this commitment by integrating education for the marginalized population. FAWE will continue to partner with organizations such as UNICEF, we've already spoken about them, UNICEF, UNESCO, and the MasterCard Foundation, which is the reason why we are here today to celebrate. I want to finish a small story about myself and why international education is important to me, and I hope it will also be important to you this morning. So in Kenya, when you are going to do your final secondary school exam, or what we call high school exam, that is when you choose the subject that you will take in the university. And most of the time, you need someone who will guide you career-wise. Give you advice and say, I think you can be a good scientist, I think you can be a teacher, I think you can, they tell you what you can be. So when I was growing up, we didn't have so much of people who were educated around me. So I was relying on my elder brother. And my elder brother told me, they call me Ted. He said, if you don't take physics, you'll be nobody. I said, okay, so I have to do physics. He said, yes, you have to do physics. So I took physics. And when the results came out, I don't know, what is your lowest grade in Liberian? 6. 6 is the lowest mark. 6 0 is the lowest mark. When my result came, it had an equivalent of 6-0 in my country because for us it is either A, B, C, or D. So if you have D, it's the lowest. And so I got a D plus, and I really cried. Now I will be nobody. Because my dad told me if you don't do physics and pass, you will be a nobody. But what he didn't know is that I was not going to be a scientist. And when I see scientists like you who are in this room, I really admire. And I say bravo to all of you. Please give yourself a round of applause. What you didn't know is that probably I was more good at speaking. I was finally getting as a lawyer. But what is my story supposed to teach you? That do what you want to do. Make it what you want to be. And if you want to be a scientist, yes, be a scientist. Don't be like this who does not know physics. Oh, and I also fear mathematics. But at the end of the day, I know of many models that we will bring in Liberia to speak to girls to encourage them to be scientists.
Coming along with technology. And I wanted to mention at least maybe 3 things that I think will be important for us to pay attention to if we can get those benefits. Number 1 is to be able as a country to articulate education strategies and policies that support technology in learning. Most of the countries, or some of the countries, do not have policies at all. We could have policies that are outdated, that needs to be, updated to the current realities. And some could be there that have not even been implemented. And I'll be happy to say that one of our focus here in Liberia, the main focus in Liberia for UNESCO is TVET. And in the year 2022, we supported the country to develop the TVET digitalization strategy, which we have not put in place today. And I hope we can pick it up quickly and actionalize it so that we can get the benefits that are coming from the artificial intelligence. Secondly, is to have staff and teachers, and it has also been mentioned, that are equipped in digital domain, so that they have digital pedagogies, so that we are able to learn and leverage on technology for us to be able to learn. It is possible for you to start and finish a course today without stepping in class, without meeting a teacher face to face. And so we need to also leverage on those advantages so that we know what is available, where is the world moving to, so that we can equip ourselves with those skills that will propel us into the future that is coming. And number 3, for us to be able to, leverage on the benefits of technology, we need resources. We need to normalize both technical and financial resources so that we can all be able to, put our energies and synergies together and be able to, put together policies, support the young generation, the young people who have not been able to acquire education, to tap into the existing opportunities. And one of the challenges we would have as a country is low connectivity and a very high cost of data. You put data for, I don't know how much you put, but sometimes I put data for $5, and within a day it is gone. In our country, and when we are not very much advanced, we used to have a company that used to say it is eating our data because you put and it goes, because you don't even know how they have utilized it. And I think as in Liberia, the cost of data is quite high. We need to, as the government, to come up with strategies and approaches that can at least bring that cost down. And secondly, is also the network and connectivity, because most of the companies have their networks within Monrovia and its environment. If you go to the remote counties, then it's very difficult to access information. Sometimes you have to go to a hill or a tree, for you to be able to call people within the city. And so I want to encourage all of us, the government, the development partners, and even us as young people, and the nation, the citizens, because sometimes we wait for the government to do everything for us. But we have a lot we can do within ourselves. One of the presidents of the United States, when he was inaugurated, on the first day when he was taking office, he said, do not ask what America can do for you, but ask what you can do for America. It's a concerted effort. It is us working together and supporting each other to see how we can gain all the benefits that arise from education, and particularly the benefits that we can gain from the use of AI. Thank you very much.
Comparisons in terms of employment. But I'm lining down the road somewhere, I've come to know that no man-made thing in the world should actually affect education, because education is always the solution. So for as much as you are prepared and you are educated, you are always going to find a way. Human beings have the highest intelligence. That's why as human being you are intelligent, right? What does the word artificial mean? It means made by man. So man made it. So I mean, you're making this thing because you tell you want to do other things so you can pay attention to different things. So you now take advantage and use your human quality, and you are versatile. You can find yourself in other places. But for you to thrive, obviously you must be prepared to be in a competitive world that exists now. When I walked in firstly, I saw they were all females. So I was asking Joel, is this deliberate? And before Minister Sharif or the national coordinator could come in, then I saw the guys coming. I said, okay. Because I think the idea of FAWE and everybody else to allow us to move alongside. Somewhere in the past, I mean, the girls were held way back, and the movement from FAWE actually came to be able to get you to reach here, trying to prove that you also have the potential to do what your male counterparts can do. And until you are given an opportunity to unleash that potential, nobody will ever see it come out. So you are always doing this thing through some form of education. And this is why the theme of education will always tend to resonate, because every time in your life, the things you do are as a result of being educated. The child gets a period of learning how to walk, learn how to feed itself, and from those kind of stages. So as UNIDO in Liberia and collaborating with UNESCO and the government, we also try to support and work within the space of technical vocational education and training. So we left the other softer side and said, look, everybody cannot be just making the policies. Somebody has to make the other small things and systems around us work. So in our work, we interact with a lot of young people. Like you start asking, what you want to be? I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. So I I created a little hypothetical town. This is a doctor here. This is a lawyer here. This is a pilot. Yeah, so everybody runs a decent home. The electricity goes off. The water doesn't run. Doctor knows nothing. There's no injection for water. So what happens? Who eating home when water doesn't run? When your phone is not working, who eating up? So you see where everybody is facing society. So let us take this as a reminder to let us know that each of us have a role to play. And because you play your role, the doctor plays his or her role, the lawyer does his, then together the community become very wholesome and create safety for us all. But the greatest tool that you can always depend on for yourself is education. If you want to be reliant on somebody for some services, the minute that person loses trust or breaks the relationship, you don't have a survival of your own. But that capability to be able to do it by yourself through the skills and the brains that you have got is your biggest security you have. So let me join my colleagues as well that let's remember to take education very serious. And like Teresa tried to give a story, don't be forced to get to what you just don't want. There is something in you that stands out taller than anybody else. But because you see everybody else doing one thing, so you think you need to do the same thing. That's not it. The world is very diversified, and so we will have different skills, different attitude to be able to respond to the different things that happen around us. And the only key thing that can allow us to do it is to get educated to how we're supposed to do what we are supposed to do. So on this day, I want to join FAWE, the rest of the global community, to wish us all a very valuable quality education that can allow us all to thrive and be able to contribute to the development of our country. Have a good day, and I thank you so much.
Know most about International Day of Education. For a woman to go through something to be able to get another piece of tax. So, and I want to say a very big thank you to all of you. All of my colleagues that are sitting here today. Take your busy schedule after class. They were about to leave, and we spoke with you guys saying that we have to sit in your bed patient. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone. And all of I want to say for we the women, we get a lot of challenges. Very, very big challenges ahead of us. For me, I just want to share a small story for myself. For me, I have 2 children, right? So when I was about to go to this school, I told my man, I said, oh, I want to go to school. I want to go to it. I want to do heavy today mechanic. And like, who you leave the children with? Who will take care of your children? I told him, I said, listen, I have to learn. I will not sit there, you bring money in your house, and I said, I just said you, and I forget anything else, nothing right. So, yeah. I told him, I said, when you bring something inside my side, I should bring something inside. He's like, I will not pay your school fees. I said, not pay my school fees, don't worry, I'll pay my own school fees. I went, I made food, I made sound meal, I sold my food and my sound meal, I poured the money down, I paid my school fee for MVTC. When I started school, I went to him, I said, excuse me, sir. I started school so time, but you have to take care of your children. I will take care of them when you go to school. In the afternoon, you have to go for them, bring them, take care of them till I get back to school, I'll take responsibility. He said, okay, no problem. He said, but I will not be responsible for you. I said, that's for you. I got okay first. I started going to school, I started doing everything for myself. You didn't give me lunch, you didn't give me anything again. I said, I share with the well once. I told him, I said, because my school, I'm not spending on my man. So when I graduated, I don't even want you to say I do this for her, I do that for her. So I say this to all of the women, we can do it. The men are not support us, we can do it. I haven't today. I will graduate from heaven today. I will go back to MVTC and do air conditioner and refrigerator. I told you, I said, there are more to do. And don't think that you will set to support me and my children when I go like that. So I just feel so pleased. I feel so proud to see the ladies, to see our beautiful mothers behind the desk as well as talking to us. I sat in the chair like, one day I will be like, I will even be more than that. I will move from country to country. And we can make it. We will move from country to country. We will get good. We will love for people who love for us in this country. People will love for us. We will tell them, we will let the world. We will make the world that women can make it. Women can make it. Thank you.
This is a day that the Ministry of Education takes very serious. And I must admit, I was impressed by the lady who just spoke. She reminds me of a conversation between my second daughter and myself. She's now an electrician and also a solar panel technician. She told me, I want to do more than what you're doing. I took it for fun. And sometimes when I said I see your performances, it was good that I'm listening to all. We have to work in partnership with the women. And thank you for taking the bold step. Minister Jara have asked me to share these few words with you. On National Education Day, the Ministry of Education emphasizes the critical role of technical and vocational education and training in shaping Liberia's future. TVET programs are key to addressing the country's workforce needs by providing young people with the practical skills necessary for employment and entrepreneurship. By prioritizing TVET, the Ministry of Education is working to bridge the gap between academic education and the labor market, ensuring that students graduate with relevant market-driven skill, not just skill, but relevant and market-driven skill that will lead you to employment or entrepreneurship. Through continued investment and reform, the Ministry of Education aims to build a robust TVET system that empowers young Liberians to support local industry and drive the sustainable economic growth for the nation. This is a collective effort towards creating a more skilled, competitive, and prosperous Liberia. But let me share a definition of education to you. I was told that education is the transformation of knowledge, skill, and character. It is not how much degree that we earn, how well we can repair the roof that matters, that defines education for our lives. It is how well do we use the knowledge, how well do we use the skill to transmit what we have learned to others. Because the reason why you want to school you learn is to be able to make some changes, is to be able to transform somebody. So how well can you make use of that to make impact in somebody's life? There a character comes. Like she said, whether you support me or not, I will do it. That's good. But remember, it is the character that defines the level of education that you have acquired. You can be skilled, but you go to work late. Oh yeah. You can be skillful, but you don't take instruction. You can be skillful, but you don't have regards for time. You're not educated. So it is not the degree that will hang in our offices that defines education in our lives, but it is how well do we transmit those degrees into reality, so that when you pass, somebody can say an educated person was really here. So education is not a degree. I agree, it's good, but how well can we transmit that degree into real life to change somebody's life, to make somebody happy that matters. So again, I want to say thank you. Happy Education Day. Dr. Jara said, thank you and congratulations for the celebration.
Yes, on the platform. Today I begin by saying we've come together to celebrate International Day of Education, a day dedicated to the transformative power of education in building equitable and sustainable societies. Established by the United Nations in 2018, this day is observed annually on January 24th. It reminds us of the pivotal role education plays in breaking cycles of poverty, fostering social inclusion, and building peace. The theme of this year's observance is practically relevant to Africa's and Liberia, expanding access to technical and vocational education and training, TVET, for young people. The importance of TVET for Africa and Liberia, I specifically decided to restrict my conversation to TVET because we are at the TVET Center and we are TVET-driven Liberia now. Africa is a continent full of potential rich in resources, and home to the largest youth population in the world. However, this demographic advantage can only be fully harnessed when our young people are equipped with the skills they need to thrive in our modern global economy. In this regard, TVET serves as the cornerstone for sustainable development. TVET is just not learning about trade. It is about creating opportunities for young people to, one, develop marketable skills that matches the needs of local and global industries. Two, foster entrepreneurship by turning ideas into business that create jobs and build communities. Three, adapt to evolving demands of technology innovation in the sectors such as renewable energy, ICT, agriculture, and tourism. Liberia, like many African nations, faces significant challenges in education and youth empowerment. The majority of our workforce consists of young people who often lack the technical skills required to secure gainful employment or create sustainable livelihoods. This is why investing in TVET is no longer an option, but a necessity for Liberia's economic transformation.